Well, we're back. We're finally back again after some hiccups last Thursday. Not able to broadcast the race due to some technical difficulties, and this week, well, y'all just got me. But we're back here with the Truck Series playoffs. Last week we finished up at Richmond International Speedway with Trevor McManus winning that race, locking himself into the next round. So we're now on to that round of 8 drivers. There are 8 playoff drivers here tonight, volleying to get to Auto Club here in 2 weeks to fight for this championship. But tonight, we're here at Nashville Super Speedway, the 1.3 mile track that looks like a mile-and-a-half track that doesn't even drive like a mile-and-a-half track, but it's going to be fast. Times in practice were super close together. And again, we've got 8 drivers here tonight that are fighting for their playoff life. So let's bring those drivers up and take a look to see who they are. And I tell you, we've had such a great season this season, and a lot of drivers doing really, really well. But there are our 8 playoff drivers here. Cody McIllwain leads the points here. He's gotten the bonus points for those 4 wins, so he starts this round with those 8 bonus points. Nathan Summerville sitting there in second place with his 2 wins this season. As we just talked about, Trevor McManus with his win last week in Richmond got him 2 wins on the season. Joe Yakes sitting there in fourth. Jake Ham, Alex Cruz, Jake Ellickson, and Tommy Cook are your 8 playoff drivers tonight. And we'll be keeping an eye on all of those drivers throughout the evening here as they fight again for these playoff spots. And I cannot wait for this race to get going here tonight. And we got a lot of really cool things to talk about tonight as well. We're still in the midst of our Veterans 48 fundraiser, and a lot of great things going on with that. We will cap that off tomorrow night with a very special race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But starting grid has been set, so let's bring up the starting grid and go through tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here this evening is going to be Jake Ham from Indy Autosports in that number 3 machine with a lap time of 30.025. So congratulations to him. Starting to his outside, one of his teammates there, Trevor McManus in the number 9. Starting in third, Alex Cruz in that number 5 Gill Insurance Advisors Racing machine. Starting fourth, Joe Yakes in the 87. Starting fifth is going to be Jacob Ellingson from Goat Locker Racing in that number 27. Starting sixth, another Goat Locker Racing entry, Ryan Pendleton in that number 23. Starting seventh, Nathan Somerville in that number 1 machine. And to his outside is going to be another one of those Goat Locker Racing playoff boys, Cody McIllwain in the number 6. Starting back in ninth position is going to be old James Kaufman in the 41. Starting 10th, Timothy DeLucas there in the 59. Jamie Mullins in the 66 is going to roll off in 11th. Starting 12th is going to be James Goshen in that 85. Starting 13th is Greg Barnett in the 38. 14th, Tommy Osborne in that number 28. Starting in 15th is Michael Yates in that 17. To his outside, Tommy Cook in that number 70. Starting 17th is Anthony Radel in that number 21. 19th is, or 18th, I should say, is going to be John Anthony at 00. Greg Swervin Sherman will roll off in 19th position in that number 24. Starting 20th, Dustin Harrell in the number 12. Starting in 22nd and rounding out our field here tonight is going to be Matt Knights. And that's going to be our starting lineup for tonight's race, folks. As they are sitting on pit road right now, getting ready to take off. Eventually here as they begin to grid. Nashville's one of these tracks. It looks like everybody kind of gets stacked up there on pit road until they get moving. I can't really switch the cameras around too much here, but we'll try to get a better look at it. There's our trucks getting ready to roll off the grid here tonight. As we watch these trucks get up to speed, again, you'll kind of notice the uniqueness here of Nashville Superspeedway. It is a concrete surface. It's got a lot of banking to it. Turns 1 and 2 are wide sweeping corners there, and 3 and 4 is a little bit different. And the thing with Nashville really is you have to be patient. You have to be patient getting back to the gas. These trucks will get really loose on exit. Um, you, the track tends to it entices you to overdrive it. It entices you to burn those tires up, and you really got to monitor your tire wear, and you really got to pay attention to what that truck is telling you. Because again, it's easy to drive it in too hard, and it is really easy to get back to the gas too easy and end up spinning out. But that Pace truck is hung a hard left there, and we're getting ready to get underway. Green flag is out, and we're underway here tonight for 100 laps of racing here at Nashville Super Speedway in the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series Playoffs round of 8. Jake Ham gets a good start there. He's still got Trevor McManus to his outside. Alex Cruz right on the tailgate of the number 3. Trevor McManus looks like he's trying to clear Jake Ham there. Does heading off into turn 3, move that number 9 machine to the top spot. So we see a lot of the field getting sorted out here, getting single file. We got Trevor McManus running up front, Jake Ham running back in second position, Alex Cruz in third, Jake Ellickson in fourth, and right now rounding out the top 5 is Joe Yates. As we see back there, it looks like there's going to be a pass on Jake Ellickson. Joe Yates and Jake Ellickson running side by side right now. Joe able to clear the number 27. So move Joe Yates up into that 4th running position. And good to see the fans in the stream as well. How you doing, Mama Ellickson there? And we see old Mark Holyfield kind of watching here tonight as well. And of course, we always got the ham sandwich crowd out here as well. Hopefully, old Fast Ham does something good here tonight. As we go back and take a look in, as he is started on the pole and is now falling back to 4th position right now. Looks like he has flattened the right side of that truck at some point in time, gotten up into the wall, which is extremely easy to do. He's starting to lose some positions right now, but Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight. As we continue to move on, and really the way the playoffs are stacked up right now, I mean, 1st to 8th is only separated by 8 points. There's going to be 2 races in this round of 8. We have Nashville here this evening, and then Iowa next Thursday night. And then it looks like Jake Ellickson is around. Looks like someone got into the back of him there. And we'll go take a look here. We'll rewind here a little bit and see what happened there. But it looked as if he got turned around there. Looks like Nathan Summerville's up underneath him. Pushes up ever so slightly, gets into the rear of Jake Ellickson, and a tough break for driver number 27 there. Looks like there's not a whole lot of damage to that truck. Really none whatsoever that I could tell, so I think Jake's going to be just fine. Have to come down and probably get himself a new set of tires. A tough break there, and I don't even know that those 2 trucks made contact with one another. I don't know if that looked like a little bit of net code or what the deal was there, but unfortunately Jake was on the bad side of that, but spun that truck around, but a good piece of driving to keep that thing out of the wall. So come grab himself some new tires and stay in the race there, as he has fallen back to 10th position and really didn't lose that many positions. So good job, driver number 27. But as we look up front here, Trevor McManus continues to lead, as now that we're under caution here. 7 laps into our scheduled 100 here tonight at Nashville Super Speedway. And a lot of our players' drivers doing really well. We've got some big movers in the race right now. Tommy Cook has moved that number 70 up 6 spots. He now finds himself in the top 10. It really looks like Jake Ellickson sorted himself back in 8th position. As we take a look here, it looks like he's got his teammate checking his truck out, making sure everything's good to go. Cody McIllwain sitting there in 7th position, our points leader right now. There's James Goshen in that number 85. And then again, we kind of talked about it there. But it looks like Jake fell back to 9th position, which again is just speaks a lot to that driver's ability to keep that truck out of the wall, keep it pointed straight, and maintain his track position. As it looks like he is going to stay out here. As we're only 7 laps in, and these guys have 4 sets of tires here tonight, 4 total sets. So really, they need to get about 25 laps out of each set of tires here. So take a gamble and hope those tires aren't hurt too much, and he's able to maintain his track position here. Check in on a few of our other drivers here this evening. Jay Cam is falling all the way back to 20th as he probably came down pit road and got some things fixed up on that truck, as I'm showing him now in 21st position. Another one of our playoff drivers here, Nathan Summerville, running back in 4th position right now. He is the number 1 truck, but for some reason he is running a paint scheme with the number 14 on the side of it. Ryan Pendleton there in the Veterans 48, number 23. Good to see him out on track as he missed last week's race, unfortunately. Knocked him out of the playoffs, but out here still running, helping his teammates out, and looking for another win himself. As we continue under caution here, we'll continue to kind of take a look at some of our drivers. There's Jim Kaufman, running back in 6th position right now, up 3 spots from where he had started. So far, so good for the driver number 41 here tonight. There's old John Anthony in the 00, running back in 16th position. There's driver 66, J.B. Mullins, in that really good-looking Air Force truck. As these trucks are getting stacked up 2 by 2 here, we'll get ready for the restart. We are at lap number 9 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. Caution this time came out over an incident with Jake Ellingson, but he was able to recover, keep his truck up in the top 10. And we'll keep an eye on him and see if those tires got hurt or not, and see how he makes his way back up through the field. I know this is his favorite track for sure, so I expect him to be right back up towards the front here shortly. Pace truck pulls off, and we get ready to get this race back underway here tonight. Trevor McManus restarts, gets a great restart there, really pulls away from the field. Joe Yakes is going to follow in right behind him as we've got Alex Cruz there on the outside fighting for the 2nd position. Alex Cruz tucks back into 3rd position right now behind Joe Yakes, but Trevor McManus out to the lead. We see Nathan Summerville, who's also started to move up through the field. He is up to 4th position. Cody McIllwain continues to move up as well. He is up to 6th position, as being one of the faster trucks in practice, just a little bit off there in qualifying. Alex Cruz looking to the outside of Joe Yakes one more time, but stays tucked in line. Ryan Pendleton there in that number 23 machine up into the 5th position. Let's go check back in on driver number 27 there, back in 9th position. Seems all is well with that truck right now, as he has a whole gaggle of trucks in front of him. Head back up front here, we see Joe Yakes and Alex Cruz still running nose to tailgate. Joe Yakes continues to hound his teammate there, Trevor McManus, in that number 9. A lot of great racing going on here tonight as we continue to watch the race. We'll bring up the old timing tower here as Joe Yakes gets a great run on number 9 there. Makes a move down low into turn 1. Oh, pushes up just a little bit there. Those trucks don't make contact And now Alex Cruz is all over the tailgate of Joe Yakes right now. As we continue to watch here. A lot of great racing going on through the field. See a couple positions changing place back there between James Ghostman and Jim Kaufman. Those two continue to battle back and forth. As you can see on the timing tower, they keep swapping positions. Joe Yakes continues to try to pass that number 9 machine. So he gets another run on him, sends it down low. Trevor McManus really pushed up in the corner that time. Those two trucks continue to run side by side as Alex Cruz watches, seeing where he's going to try to make the move here and get that truck down in 1 and 2. But Trevor getting the run off the corner, coming off the high side here. Two trucks race side by side, down in 3 and 4. Trevor McManus holding Joe Yakes down in those corners. And they continue to battle up front here as the rest of the field is running pretty much single file at this point in time. This battle for the lead is really going to start to heat up as this is going to start drawing in Nathan Summerville in that number 1 machine. Or 14. Whatever number he's driving here tonight, folks. Not real sure. Trevor McManus continues to lead. Joe Yakes running back in 2nd position. Alex Cruz in the number 5 running in 3rd right now. There's old Nathan Summerville running back in 4th position. Ryan Pendleton got his truck up to 5th. And there's old driver number 6 in 6th position right now. Cody McIllwain continuing to work his way up through the field. James Goshen running in 7th position. There's Jim Kaufman in that 41 machine running in 8th. Jake Ellenson holding on to 9th position right now while he's got Tommy Cook right behind him in 10th. There's Jamie Mullins running in 11th position. Greg Barnett up 1 spot from where he started in number 38, running in 12th position. Timothy DeLucas in the 59, running in 13th position. There's Tommy Osborne in this number 28, running in 14th. Running 15th right now is Michael Yakes in that 17 machine. John Anthony in the 00, up 3 spots from where he started in 16th. There's Greg Swervin Sherman up there in the 17th position. Anthony Radel in another really good-looking Air Force truck running in 18th. Jake Ham running back in 19th position right now. Dustin Harrell running in 20th, and then there's old Matt Knights running in 21st. There's your run through the field, folks. We head back up and check in on our leaders, and Trevor McManus continues to lead. Joe Yakes still hot on his tailgate, trying to see where he can make the move. I tell you, folks, Trevor McManus has been real strong over the past few weeks here. Especially, again, like I said last week, and unfortunately we weren't able to get it on air last week, but absolutely dominated the race there at Richmond and brought home the win. He's having a really strong night here tonight, as he has virtually led every lap here tonight. We are on lap number 20 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. Thanks to everybody that has tuned in to catch this great playoff race here tonight as we continue to wind down season number 3 of the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. Only 3 races left in the season, including tonight's. And again, next week we will head to Iowa, figure out who our championship 4 are, and then the following week we'll have our championship night at Auto Club Speedway. And that track always provides for a lot of great racing. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to see who the champion's going to be this year. It's been a different person each season, and I suspect it's going to be somebody different again this season. Cody McIllwain has moved his truck up into 5th position. Ryan Pendleton's dropped back to 7th right now. Again, keeping an eye on our playoff drivers. There's old Trevor McManus and Joe Yakes. Alex Cruz still sitting solidly there in 3rd position. Nathan Summerville running in 4th. Cody McIllwain now got his number 6 machine up into 5th. And so our top 5 drivers right now, all playoff drivers. Go back and take a look at Jake Ellingson right now, running in 9th position, another one of our playoff drivers. There's Tommy Cook running in 11th. And then our last playoff driver here tonight is Jake Ham running back there in 18th position. And again, I think he's still dealing with some handling issues after winning the pole here tonight. Obviously getting into the outside wall. Brought that truck down pit lane under that first caution to get some repairs made. And finds himself at the tail of the field right now. But knowing old Fast Ham, we'll see him back up front before the night's over. First and second starting to get a little bit of separation on Alex Cruz, as Alex has dropped back a second of the leader right now. Nathan Summerville running 1.4 back, and it looks like Cody McIllwain is pulled up to the tailgate of Nathan Summerville. Again, a lot of great racing going on around the track here tonight. Really, we've seen these races here at Nashville Super Speedway have some really long green flag runs to them. We've definitely seen green flag pit stops here happen at Nashville, and especially with this group of drivers here, I expect we'll probably be in for one of those long runs here. As it looks like Nathan Summerville's making a move underneath Alex Cruz here, trying to take over that third position. We'll watch this battle for third as now Cody McIllwain has moved his truck up into the scene as well. Ooh, Nathan Summerville really sent it off in there, pushed up mid-corner. That'll allow Alex Cruz to get a good run down the backstretch, clears him, stays there in third position. Now Cody McIllwain's going to look underneath Nathan Summerville with a great run off of turn 4. Cody McIllwain sails it off in there. Looks like Nathan Summerville's going to get a decent run coming up off the corner. But no, Cody McIllwain with the momentum. Keeps that truck pointed in the right direction. Move driver number 6 up into 4th. Jake Ellingson has picked up a spot here as now we see him up into the 8th position. So he continues to have himself a pretty solid night. He's about 4 seconds back of the leader, but again, folks, after that spin, brought out that first caution when he and the other truck, I forget who the other truck was, got together there. He's done a well-off job keeping that truck up into the top 10, and quite honestly, that's what he needs to do here tonight. Keep that truck in the top 10 all night long. That's what's going to get you into that championship for here in 2 weeks at Auto Club. But he has got a mirror full of Jamie Mullins right now. And now Cody McIllwain has made his way around his teammate of Alex Cruz, and so move him up into the 3rd position right now. As this group of drivers, they've been battling out with each other, has now dropped back 2.5 seconds of the leaders. Nathan Summerville and Alex Cruz continue to battle it out here for this 4th position. And here comes Ryan Pendleton to bring his truck up into the picture. So all 4 Goat Locker Racing trucks into the top 8 right now. As it looks like Jamie Mullins has gotten past. Well, no, they continue to battle side by side. Jake Ellingson and Jamie Mullins. Great side-by-side battle going on right here, and they've got the 85 right in front of them for position. As Jake Ellingson trying to make the move underneath the 85 is going to get that run off at turn 4. Keeps that truck pointed in the right direction there. Nathan Summerville still battling Alex Cruz right now, and I think he's probably going to make it past him this time around. Jake Ellingson now is going to move his truck up to the 7th position. So on this longer run here, Jake Ellingson will be able to make up some ground and continues to march towards the front. As we check in on this battle here, that was the battle for 4th position. Looks like Ryan Pendleton is going to get the nose of his truck underneath Alex Cruz. Nathan Summerville is cleared for 4th position. Alex Cruz starting to fall back just a little bit here, folks. As now Ryan Pendleton, his teammate, has been able to move around him. So driver number 23 up into 5th position in that really good-looking Veterans 48 truck. And that'll draw Jake Ellingson up into this battle as well, as we see 3 Goat Locker teammates running 5th, 6th, and 7th right now. As we go back up front and take a look, Trevor McManus has started to check out from his teammate here. Cody McIllwain has made up a lot of time on the leaders. He was 2.5 seconds back when he got into 3rd position. He's made up a half a second on Trevor McManus, so that 6th truck right now, fastest truck on the track. And really, when you take a look at what Cody McIllwain's doing, he is making up a lot of his time on corner exit. Jake Ellingson underneath the 5 right now, so move Jake up into the 6th position as he continues to march forward. That truck looking really strong on the long run here tonight. So again, all 4 Goat Locker Racing trucks up in the top 7 right now. On this long run, Alex Cruz continues to fall off here a little bit. He has fallen all the way back to 7th position after really up there almost battling for the lead. Cody McIllwain right now is taking a little bit more time off Trevor McManus' lead, but not a whole lot. He is just under 2 seconds behind. Continue to watch back through the field here as a lot of our playoff drivers. Jake Ham has made his way up into 13th position, so he is still battling back from some early on damage. Showing a lot of speed underneath the hood of that truck right now. Alex Cruz has fallen back to 8th position now as Jamie Mullins has made his way around. But we'll head back up front here and check in on Trevor McManus as he continues to dominate the race here tonight. And the gap between him and his teammate Joe Yakes and Cody McIllwain is pretty much stabilized. Cody McIllwain stayed about 2 seconds behind. Joe Yakes stayed about almost a second behind the leader at this point in time. As the laps continue to click off, we're getting ready to come up on lap number 38 of our scheduled 100 here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. But as we're in the midst of this long green flag run here, we'll have to see how the tire strategy plays out and all those different types of things. I would imagine we went back green with 92 laps to go, that most of these guys will probably try to cut this in half, depending on how their fuel looks. They're sitting at 90% fuel here tonight, and a lot of times the way the fuel is set up, we set it up to ensure that there's at least one pit stop somewhere around the halfway point. So we'll have to kind of continue to see how that plays itself out a little bit. But again, I'm telling you, Trevor McManus looking awful strong here tonight, as he is pulled away from both 2nd and 3rd by about a 10th. So he's still finding some speed and having himself a great night. Again, one of the other fast trucks on the track here tonight is Jake Ellingson. As we kind of watching the gap between him and the leader, and he's been able to knock a couple tenths off the leader himself. So he continues to drive an exceptionally smart race here tonight. And continues to make up a little ground here on the leader, but definitely maintaining his position here in 6th and having himself a great night tonight. Ryan Pendleton running up in 5th right now. And we see Jim Kaufman coming off of pit road with a fresh set of tires, so he'll easily pull away from these guys. But it looks like Ryan Pendleton's going to get underneath Nathan Summerville coming off 4th, so we'll watch this battle for 4th position. As those two trucks are side by side battling it out, this is going to draw Jake Ellingson and Jamie Mullins up into this picture as well. continues to... there's a great battle going on right now. Cody McIllwain's knocked a couple tenths off of our leader. Laps continue to tick off. Right, clear number 23. Move him up into the 4th position. As they continue to march up through the field here. And here comes Jake Ellingson underneath Nathan Summerville as well, trying to take over the 5th position. Easily able to get past Nathan. I won't say easily, but he gets past Nathan Summerville there. So move Jake up into the 5th position now. And again, just an outstanding recovery from that driver here tonight as he continues to march back up through the field here. He's back solidly in the top 5, 4 seconds behind our leader. Cody McIllwain's cut the lead down to about a 1.5 seconds, so he continues to be the fastest truck out there. He's really starting to make up a lot of time here over the past few laps. He starts to draw a bead on driver number 87 right now. He has got this lead knocked down to under a 1.5 seconds. Joe Yates really starting to fall back here a little bit as he's 1.2 back. But Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight as we are on lap number 45 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. This is the round of 8, the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series. Been a lot of great racing here tonight, and it continues to be. And folks, I think we're going to get ready to see a whole lot of strategy starting to play out as we're coming up on about halfway through the race. And again, Jake Ellingson continues to be exceptionally fast too. As once he worked his way up into 5th position, he was about 4 seconds behind our leader. He's now 3.7 behind. So starting to see some of these Goat Locker Racing trucks do a lot better here on the long run. We'll continue to kind of watch them. But while we got a chance here, let's check in on all our playoff drivers. Trevor McManus has led virtually every lap here tonight. There's Joe Yates running back in 2nd position. And he's pretty much run there all night long as well, having himself a very solid evening. Cody McIllwain is up 5 spots from where he started and continues to be one of the fastest trucks on the track here tonight. There's Jake Ellingson, who was a part of our very first caution. Fell back to 9th position, but has drove that truck up into the top 5. Nathan Summerville running in 7th position right now. There's Alex Cruz running back in 8th position. Tommy Cook continues to be one of our biggest movers of the race. He is running in 10th position right now, up 6 spots from where he had started. And then there's our final playoff driver right there, Jake Ham, after some early issues. And starting from the pole, fell all the way back to 20th position, and now he has raced his way up to 11th, so he continues to make ground and continues to have himself a very solid night here tonight. As it looks like Cody McIllwain and Joe Yates are going to start battling it out. Definitely losing time to the leader as Cody McIllwain is trying to figure out how to get around driver number 87 here, as he's got the nose underneath him, heading off into the corner. Those two trucks battling it out for 2nd position here. As they head off down the front straight, virtually neck and neck. I know Cody McIllwain needs to be able to make this pass as he has lost a lot of that time that he has made up battling it out there with Joe Yates, but he is able to clear and stays down low just so Joe Yates doesn't try to cross him over. Sends it down into turns 3 and 4. Will easily clear Joe. Move driver number 6 up into 2nd spot. During that exchange, though, he has lost almost a second to the leader there. He now finds himself 2.3 back. We are now on lap number 50. Call it halfway through our race here tonight. One early on caution on lap number 7. 2 trucks got together. Both trucks continued on. That was Jake Ellingson. For the life of me, can't remember who the other truck was, but hey, let's go. From that point forward, it's been nothing but some awesome green flag racing here. And here comes driver number 6 down pit road. It looks like all Goat Locker Racing trucks coming down pit road here on lap number 50. So strategy starting to play out here tonight. It looks like Trevor McManus had come down pit road as well. we got all kinds of things going on. It looks like these drivers said, we're going to cut this race in half and bring it down on pit road. Need some clean pit stops here. And we'll watch driver number 6 as he gets his pit stop. Good clean stop there for Cody McIllwain. No tire spin as he comes off pit road. Watch him as he gets up to speed there, and you see Trevor McManus right there in front of him. So Cody McIllwain really able to make up a lot of time on and off pit road there. And we'll watch him blend back out. We'll continue to kind of monitor these green flag stops. So now we're on lap number 52 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. Joe Yates continues to stay out and lead this race. We'll watch here a little bit, but there is Joe Yates as he continues to lead here tonight, as we have 13 trucks that are still out there. We'll continue to watch here, because the longer these trucks stay out, the more time that they are going to lose. But sometimes you play these, you kind of roll the dice here a little bit. And I hope that maybe you kind of see a caution come out, trap a few of these trucks a lap down or whatever the case is. But you're losing gobs of time on the track right now. We are on lap number 54 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. Been some awesome playoff racing here tonight. We are starting to see green flag pit stops go around as a lot of our top drivers come down pit road, and I'm hearing more calls over the radio as more trucks coming down pit lane. 85 hits pit lane. Looks like Tommy Cook has hit pit lane as well, another one of our playoff drivers. And we'll continue to watch Joe Yates here as he continues to lead this race, with Jamie Mullins really closing in on him. As now we've got 10 drivers that have yet to come down pit road, so half the field has made their green flag pit stop. And here comes Nathan Summerville as we see him hitting pit road. We'll continue to watch our leader here out front. And everything cycles out. Trevor McManus will cycle back to the lead here as we see him coming up on the back of Jamie Mullins, trying to really unlap himself at this point in time. Wow, there's a big gap between him and Cody McIllwain. Joe Yates hits pit road. Looks like he's able to get that truck woed up and down to speed there. So we continue to cycle through our green flag stops. It's going to move Jamie Mullins up to the lead. He's going to have about 6.5 seconds over Jake Camp right now. Joe Yates down on pit lane right now. As we continue to see the strategy play out here tonight. 66 comes down pit road. That should turn the lead over to Jake Ham. And we've got about 7 drivers right now that have yet to hit pit road. For some of those drivers that have already hit pit road, they are starting to unlap themselves. So you're going to see about a 2-second gap in between Trevor McManus and Cody McIllwain. So about the way it was when they came off, this cycle started. We're going to see Jake Ellingson come around the number 3 machine to unlap himself. And really, I mean, that's what you want to do when these green flag cycles go through. You want to race as hard as you possibly can to unlap yourself. That way, if the caution comes out, you're still on that lead lap and not worried about waiver rounds or any of those types of things. You can stay on that same tire strategy. And we're going to see Joe Yates, as he's made his pit stop, come back off of pit road trying to unlap himself around his teammate Jake Ham. And there goes Joe Yates. So put Joe Yates back on the lead lap. And really, this is where we're going to see the difference here. And we'll have to see how Joe's able to work his way up and through. But really, when this whole thing cycles out, Joe's going to find himself back in 5th position when he was up in 2nd. Or 3rd, I should say. And that's 3-4 laps different of when you pit really changes where your track position is. As he finds himself behind Jake Ellingson right now. Again, we still have 5 drivers that have yet to make their pit stop, and Jake Ham hits pit road. So move Anthony Radel to the lead here. He's in the middle of a hornet's nest. Timothy DeLucas runs back in second position right now. Greg Swerve and Sherman in third. Matt Knight's in fourth. Trevor McManus has now moved up into fifth position, as we're still waiting on 4 drivers to come down pit road. Trevor McManus has been able to stretch out that lead. He is now up 2.8 seconds over Cody McIllwain. As we go back in and check on driver number 6. And really, where Cody was strongest was in these long runs, but he has lost a lot of time during this cycle here to Trevor. So we'll kind of continue to watch here as we still have 3 drivers that have yet to come down pit road. Anthony Radel continues to lead here this evening. Timothy DeLucas right behind them, and there's old Matt Knights as he brings that truck down pit road. He's using the access road. He's taking the long trip to get to pit lane, but it'll work. We see Greg Sherman has brought that truck down. There comes Matt Knights. So I leave 2 trucks out there that have yet to come down pit road, and that's Anthony Radel and Timothy DeLucas here. Joe Yates has worked his way around Jake Ellingson. So we'll continue to focus in on our leaders right now. Laps continue to wind down here this evening. We're on lap number 64 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. 1 early caution on lap number 7. We have been green ever since then. We are on the final stages of green flag stops. We only had 2 drivers out there right now that have yet to make their stops. That's Anthony Radel and Timothy DeLucas. Once they make their stops, it'll turn the lead of this. And here comes Anthony Radel and Timothy DeLucas. So this will turn the lead back over to Trevor McManus. Driver number 9 back to the point. Cody McIllwain's about 2.5 seconds back of him. Joe Yates is up to 3rd position right now, but he has lost a ton of time as he's 7.7 seconds back. Ryan Pendleton's going to come out in 4th position. Jake Ellingson in 5th. There's Jamie Mullins running back in the 6th position right now. We'll take a look at that 66. He was one of the last trucks to come down. Or he stayed out a little bit longer, so a little fresher tires than Jake Ellingson in front of him. So he should easily be able to make this pass. So we see him get underneath, coming off of turn number 4. So we watch these 2 trucks head off into turn 1 and 2, move the 66 up to the 5th position. As we continue to watch here tonight, we'll talk about the playoff standings and where things sit right now. Again, this is the first race of round number 2. There are 2 races in this round, so it won't be settled out here tonight. It'll be settled next week at Iowa Speedway, who the championship for will be. The top drivers in the playoffs right now only separated by 8 points after the reset. With Cody McIllwain leading the points here tonight with 2,008 points, and then it goes down to 2,000. So really, a lot of these playoff drivers here tonight really just want to make sure that they ensure they get solid finishes here tonight, solid top 10 finishes, maintain their spots within the playoffs, and then head off to Iowa and really be able to battle this out. But when you take a look right now at Trevor McManus, as he continues to dominate this race here tonight, I mean, that's going to, he punches his ticket here tonight. You know, he knows he's going to Auto Club to battle for a championship in 2 weeks. And the rest of these drivers are going to have to battle it out on points next week at Iowa. So, again, a lot of these drivers really here tonight want to make sure that they have their solid finishes, and we'll check in on all of our drivers. Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight. Cody McIllwain running in second position. Joe Yates running back there in third position. And he's made up quite a bit of time on the leader with those fresher tires here. A lot of ground to make up. As Jake Ellingson's our next playoff driver right now, as he's running in sixth position. Running in seventh position is Nathan Summerville. Alex Cruz running back in ninth, and there's Jake Ham in 10th. Tommy Cook at 11th, and that is all 8 of our playoff drivers right now. So as you can see, all of them in the top 11. So nobody really making up a whole lot of ground on anybody else. A lot of what it's going to come down to is when these points, get tallied after tonight, where everybody's kind of sitting and where that cut line looks. You have to imagine a playoff driver is going to win the race here tonight. Your top 3 drivers right now are playoff drivers. This race definitely has that green flag look to it. Like, it's just going to stay green from this point forward. So with 29 laps left here to go tonight, Trevor McManus would punch his ticket to Auto Club in the championship floor. So he wouldn't even have to worry about Iowa next week. Cody McIllwain would be sitting in a pretty good position as well, as he had those 8 bonus points coming into this round. That second place finish would do him a lot of good. So a couple drivers looking pretty good, probably pretty happy where they're running, especially Trevor McManus. I don't think Cody McIllwain's probably too upset with where he's at, considering his bonus points and everything like that. Joe Yates probably pretty satisfied where he's at as well, running in third position. Where it really starts to kind of jumble up a little bit. I mean, you look at, Jake Ellingson running back here in sixth position. Didn't come in with any bonus points, so he's just sitting on that flat 2,000 points. But a sixth place position finish here tonight will go a long ways, as he's got, 3 other playoff drivers behind him at this point in time. 4 other playoff drivers behind him. So he would definitely outpoint them for the night. But some of those drivers, like Nathan Summerville, already have 7 bonus points. So again, as we look at the playoffs and how the different scenarios that could play out, nothing gets settled here tonight. We'll re-rack them next week and see who makes that championship 4 in Auto Club here in 2 weeks. Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight, as he has had just an outstanding night. He has, again, led virtually every lap here tonight. Short of maybe some going through the, we lost him there for a second. Short of some going through the green flag stops, but very dominant performance here for driver number 9. Cody McIllwain starting to make up a little bit of time here, as he's about 2.3 seconds back at this point in time, but it's getting to that point in time in the run where these 2 drivers, Cody McIllwain's really starting to make up a lot of ground. And we'll take a look at, their lap times as they come by here and kind of compare here over the next 5 or 6 laps and see where things are shaking out, if Cody's able to make up some time. And you see on lap number 75 there, Cody McIllwain able to make up about a half a tenth. So as long as he keeps making gains here, 25 laps left to go, I mean, we could have a battle for the lead, but getting there and being able to make the pass are usually 2 totally different things. And really, Cody McIllwain needs to close this gap down within the next 20 laps. But we'll continue to watch the lap times here, as we got 24 laps left to go tonight. And he makes up a tenth that time around, so been a lot of great racing here from Nashville Superspeedway. We've really enjoyed racing at this track. We've raced at it a couple different times over the years, and most of our series, and it really provides for a lot of great racing. And quite honestly, it really provides for this. A lot of green flag runs, a lot of really long, just great racing. But as laps continue to wind down, we'll continue to monitor the gap between first and second. Cody McIllwain knocks off, we'll just call it another tenth there. But as I talked early on in the broadcast, we got a lot of really cool things coming up. And one of the coolest things that we've got going on right now is our month-long fundraiser for Veterans 48. I know I talk about Veterans 48 all the time. Please go to veterans48.org. Check out what they're all about. They're located down there in the Panhandle of Florida, down there in Fort Walton Beach. And what they do is they they build motorcycles for disabled veterans. It's called Veterans 48 because they use the 48 Harley Davidson motorcycle, and then they put the adaptive features on it and all those different types of things. But it's not only that. It's not only these motorcycles that they do. It's the community that they've built. It's the support they've brought together to bring veterans together. And it's just awesome. And we got involved with them. So last October, we did this exact same thing. We were able to raise $1,200 for them, actually hand deliver that check to him as Jamie lives there in the panhandle of Florida. The month of May with Memorial Day and everything that's going on, we figured no better time here to spin this back up again. And at the beginning of the month, we had Mark Paul come on and talk to everybody about what Veterans 48 is doing. And then a couple weeks ago, we got this crazy idea in our head. Why don't we put together a charity race? And then Jeff Powell, I should say. And then Jeff said, well, if you guys can put something like that together, I'll get the projector out. We'll have a bunch of people over at the shop, and we'll watch the broadcast and root you guys on. And we said, well, let's make that happen. As Cody McIllwain's lost a couple tenths there, as I think he's battling with a lap truck that has a little bit fresher tires. But he has lost some time here. And so tomorrow night, we have the Veterans 48 250, because I don't think any other race in the world says Memorial Day like the Indianapolis 500. So we are going to race Indy cars at Indianapolis. We're running 250 miles, not the 500. We're going to run 250 miles tomorrow night. We set it up, that with an entry fee, but everybody's entry fee is going directly to Veterans 48. We'll have some giveaways as well. We'll give away a hat and all that other kind of crazy stuff. But we're going to wrap up our month-long fundraiser tomorrow. Tally up the final numbers. Let Veterans 48 know what we've raised for them. I know we're about at that $1,000 mark right now, so it's a another successful fundraising effort here. Could not be happier, with the outpouring of support that we've got and everything, just the way our community has come together. Everybody here at Go Locker Racing, all our fans, I always got to give a big shout out to the Ellington family that does a lot for us here at Go Locker Racing. And it has just been awesome to be able to put this thing together. And I'm excited for tomorrow night. I don't get to race, which is a bummer to me, because I actually live in Indianapolis. I grew up in Indianapolis. I mean, all things racing. I love racing Indy cars, but we got to put on a good show for Veterans 48. So we're doing a full broadcast. Jamie should be with me tomorrow, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it and just really enjoy. But again, just really sit back and reflect on all the good things that are happening and the good work that Veterans 48 is doing. So please, please, please tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to see a really cool race for a very great cause, and a lot of great drivers come out and help support it as well. As the laps continue to wind down here, and yeah, definitely Cody McIllwain lost a lot of time there battling it out with that lap truck. And that is just unfortunate, as he was really making a lot of hay there. But with 16 laps left to go, Cody McIllwain makes a tenth and a half on that lap. So he's going to try to mount the charge one more time. Laps are starting to tick down here. Jim Kaufman's going to come up into the picture here, as he is a lap down, but on fresher tires, so he's going to try to work his way around Trevor McManus, the same as he did Cody McIllwain. Continue. Let's cycle back through here and take a look at Cody McIllwain. Cody McIllwain still runs back there in that second position. Joe Yates running back in third right now. Ryan Pennell, Jake Ellingson running in sixth position, another one of our playoff drivers. Got Nathan Summerville running back in seventh right now. Jake Hams worked his way up into eighth position. Alex Cruz is falling back to 10th right now, but still having himself a pretty decent night. And there's Tommy Cook in the 70 truck running back in 13th position, and that's all 8 of our playoff drivers right now. As Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight. We have 14 laps left to go to settle this race out. Ben Green almost the entire time here tonight. We had one caution early on lap number 7. And it has stayed green ever since then. We saw a green flag pit stop start on about lap number 50. Cycled through over a course, I'd say about 10 or 15 laps there.
but as it all cycled itself back out, Trevor McManus back out to the lead here. Yep, and there goes Jim Kaufman underneath the number 9. I tell you, if Trevor McManus has got his thinking cap on, he'd just be better served to let him go. Not battle it out, not lose too much time here. Still a lot of great. Well, that'll put driver number 41 just 1 lap down. I guess he was 2. Battle back to get that 1 back. Now he's going to battle it out here with Trevor McManus. So we're going to watch this battle here. As that's all going on, I mean, Cody McIllwain made up a ton of time. As he lost a ton of time trying to work around the 41. He's gained a ton of time as the 41 was trying to get around the number 9 here. We are in the final 10 laps here from Nashville Super Speedway. Been a lot of great racing here tonight. Trevor McManus has really dominated tonight's race. He's virtually led every single lap except for some green flag exchanges here. He has been very, very dominant here tonight and continues to show the way. Now Cody McIllwain has dropped back to 2 seconds of our leader. So I think right now Cody McIllwain will probably be pretty happy to kind of finish things out where he's at. Joe Yates has made up a lot of ground himself, and he finds himself in 3rd. There's Joe Yates there. Let's check in on some of the other drivers here as we go through the field. There's Jamie Mullins running back in the 4th position. Old Ryan Pendleton, as we talked a lot about Veterans 48. Well, there's your Veterans 48 truck and Ryan Pendleton. Jake Ellingson, can't say enough about his drive here tonight. He was involved in that first caution, kept that truck pointed in the right direction, recovered very, very well, and has really been able to stay right there on the edge of the top 5. There's Nathan Summerville running back in 7th position. Old Fast Ham running in 8th right now. James Goshen running in 9th position in that number 85 machine. And Anthony Radle's been able to work that truck all the way up into 10th position, so a great run for driver number 21 there. Alex Cruz coming down pit lane here. Not sure what the call was here to bring him down pit lane. I don't know if he's going to run out of gas or what the deal is. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that one. That is really going to hurt Alex Cruz here. As Jack drops it, he's back underway with 7 laps left to go. I don't see why he would bring that truck down pit lane unless he could not make it on fuel, but he pit with a lot of his other teammates, and we're just gonna have to keep an eye on this one, folks. 6 laps left here to go tonight. It looks like Trevor McManus is going to deal with another lap truck on fresh tires because here comes the 00, John Anthony. As the laps continue to wind down here, 5 laps left to go to settle this thing out here tonight. And that's going to be a really bad break for Alex Cruz. That's going to put him way behind here tonight. And with only 1 bonus point coming into tonight, an 18th place finish here tonight is going to make his work really hard next week at Iowa. Trevor McManus continues to lead here tonight, and we have 4 laps left to go. Cody McIllwain down to about 1.8 behind the leader. Joe Yates 2.8 back. So I get a lot of these drivers just looking to probably put a cap here on tonight. I know Trevor McManus would love nothing better to do to park that truck in victory lane and punch his ticket to Auto Club.
comes off turn 4 one more time here. 3 laps left to go to settle this out here tonight. Everything else pretty stable through the rest of the field. Cody McIllwain still about 2 seconds back, and Joe Yates about 3, so that gap maintains about the same. Renault Pendleton running. There's Jake Ellingson. He continues to run in that 6th position pretty safely there. No pressure on either side of him. And as we see Trevor McManus cross the start-finish line, 2 laps left here to go tonight from Nashville Superspeedway. Been a lot of awesome racing here tonight. Green flag all the way from lap 7 until now. And really, right now, all Trevor McManus wants to see is the white flag in the air. That means that this race will finish with no green-white checkers or anything like that. And really, with the way the field's spread out right now, I'd have to imagine that's exactly what's going to happen. He comes off turn 4. He's going to see that white flag in hand. 1 lap left here to go tonight. Cody McIllwain still solidly sitting there in 2nd position with Joe Yates in 3rd. So that's going to be great runs for those 2 playoff drivers. A really good run for Jake Ellingson as well. Nathan Summerville and Jake Ham. So really the 2 playoff drivers are going to have some work, a lot of work cut out for them in Iowa. It's going to be Tommy Cook and Alex Cruz. But here comes Trevor McManus coming off turn 4. Going to see that checkered flag in the air. Winner tonight, Trevor McManus, in a very dominating performance here at Nashville Superspeedway. Cody McIllwain finishes back there in 2nd position with a great run himself. Joe Yates finishes in 3rd with a very solid run, and we'll check in on our playoff drivers. Looks like Jake Ellingson was able to get around and finish in 5th position. Not sure what happened to Ryan Pendleton there. Nathan Somerville's going to finish back in 7th position. Jake Ham in 8th position. There's old Tommy Cook going to finish back in 13th, and Alex Cruz is going to finish all the way back in 18th position after having to bring that truck down pit road late. Not sure if nope. Well, come on, Trevor. If you're going to put on a smoke show, put on a smoke show. I think Trevor needs to practice this. I mean, he's all over the place right now. There we go. Get you a good one in. And that is 2 wins in a row for driver number 9. He's got his teammate Joe Yates there. Again, I'm pretty sure Joe's pretty happy with his finish here tonight. Great podium finish for him. Wait for a couple of these guys to jump up here into the waiting room. As we do that, let's go ahead and grab a hold of driver number 87. Maybe. I got to figure it out here. Well, some things work, some things don't. Okay.
I'm going back to take a look at it. I thought I just pulled up a little bit.
I'm going to figure this out.
You just made a right turn in the middle of the straightaway, buddy.
Well, son of a gun, what is going on here?
Look at it.
Oh. Technology. You got to love it when it works for you and when it doesn't. Hey, Joe, it's Pat up in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I got to watch an awesome race here tonight. I mean, you guys went one early on caution. The rest of the way went green. Green flag pit stops, different strategies, when to come in, when not to come in. We saw you go a little bit long there, but man, just take me through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring that truck home in 3rd position.
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty good qualifying effort. Started 4th there. Wish I had 3rd place. I missed it by just like a fraction of a second. It was a good qualifying effort, and then we just tried to just settle in there, and I felt like I had better short run speed, so I really tried to get around Trevor, but I was also just kind of like backing off the entry, tried not to drift up and wreck the teammate, but it was a good run. We kind of settled in. I think I burned my stuff off on that first run, and then I wasn't quite sure on the fuel mileage on if halfway would necessarily get you to the end, so that's why I kind of stretched it out a little bit and to see if maybe some slightly fresher tires would come into play, and they certainly did.
Yeah, and you kind of explained your pit strategy there because it's always dicey. You get into these green flag runs and you're like, I know I'm losing time on track, but what if a caution comes out and then judging your fuel? So, I mean, you kind of talked about it there a little bit, but towards the end of that long green flag run, how were those tires? I mean, how was that truck handling?
Oh, the truck was handling great. I mean, it was still a little on the tight side. I mean, it just got worse as the run went on, but it still rotated the way I needed to. It still drove up off the corner the way I needed to. But it just seemed like once I caught those guys, it kind of just leveled off. And
Mm.
that's the thing I've noticed with Nashville races is once you kind of settle in, those tires wear off. It just kind of levels off, and it's really hard to make up ground unless you really make a mistake.
Saw you running a little different paint scheme here tonight. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I was kind of inspired, with the tragedy that happened in Texas this week. Just I feel so tired of hearing about gun violence and public shootings week after week after week. And so I was just kind of inspired to throw something out there to get the message that we got to do something. I'm not smart enough to figure out what it is, but as someone that's worked with the school system and had a family that's worked in the school system, every time I hear about a school shooting like that, it really hurts when I hear about that sort of thing, and I don't want to see it happen again. Like that's just what it is.
Well, good. That's what I love about this league and the guys I mean, we all race out here, one to have fun, and we do it, but we all race with a purpose, and I know that you always have as well. So that's a really awesome tribute, Joe. I appreciate that. I know we don't have the answers for sure here, but we got to find one somewhere. But on to more positive things. And again, thank you for running that scheme here tonight. Man, a great run for you. Heading into round 2 next week at Iowa. It's going to be still battling it out there. So, what are your thoughts about Iowa next week?
Well, we got the job done tonight and had a solid run. I'll have to see what the points shake up as. But I think with the third place tonight, we should be in a pretty good cushion going into
Yep.
Iowa. So it'll be pretty much just same thing we did tonight. Just have fun and just do what we can. If we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. We'll try again next time.
Awesome, man. Well, great run here tonight. You got any sponsors you need to thank? Shout outs?
First off, just want to shout out to you guys and your Veterans 48 fundraiser. Hope that's going well. I haven't had a chance to check in and see what the updates are. And as always, I'm always streaming live on Glimish. And I'll be doing a charity stream of myself here in a couple of weeks. So we'll get more details on that later.
Awesome. Well, be sure to pass them along and we'll get it out to the crowd and all that stuff. Great run here tonight, Joe, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Sounds good. You have a great night.
All right, there's Joe Yakes there. So let's grab a hold of our second place finisher, Cody McIllwain, who always loves interviewing, I tell you, by the way. Hey, Cody, it's Pat up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, a real strong run here tonight. Coming home in second place, and there were a couple times during those long green flag runs it really looked like you were able to make up some time there on Trevor McManus, but not able to quite all the way get up there. So just kind of take me through your race here tonight and how you were able to bring it home in second.
Yeah, man, just qualified, not very good. I mean, it was decent, but it could have been better. I was running way better than that in practice, so I had to start. I don't know, 8th or 9th, can't remember, but just tried to do what I always do, take care of my stuff and take my spots when I can get them. And yeah, we were running Trevor down towards the end of that first run. We just ran out of time, and then the second run he did a little better on balancing that tire wear versus speed, and I just didn't have anything for him, but starting where we did and being on no sleep for the last 48 hours, we'll take it, man. We'll take second place for sure.
Yeah, man, I know it's been a rough 48 hours for you. So yeah, I mean, carrying all over the playoff points that you did and having a solid second place position set you up for a good race next week in Iowa. But so take me through. We saw all the Go Locker Racing guys come down at lap number 50. Was there any concerns about fuel or any of those types of things?
No, I mean, when we started the race, we were showing we could make it like 57 laps or something like that. But so we knew if we could just get to lap 50, we were gonna be good. And I was hoping that Trevor was gonna stay out a little longer, but he decided to come in as soon as we did. So, yeah, I think Alex came up a little short there, but I think it was just a miscalculation on the fuel for him. And but I mean, the rest of us were fine on fuel. But yeah, man, just I think we had a good team run going there for all of us. With Alex had his fuel issues, but just a good team, good job by the whole team. Pretty solid night for Goat Locker.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And so what are your thoughts heading into Iowa next week? I mean, is that a track that you like, enjoy? So what are your thoughts heading into next week as you're trying to get one of those, remaining 3 spots left in the championship Ford Auto
Yep.
Club?
Yeah, well, I mean, I did exactly what I wanted to do tonight. I was wanting to just come in here and have a solid. I told myself top four, and just because I knew I had the bonus points, and that would help me a lot. And so I just had. I mean, all we need next week is a drama-free, top 10, and we should be fine. And that's exactly what I aimed to get out of tonight. And we were able to get it. And yeah, I do like Iowa. More of a. It's kind of in between a short and an
Mm.
intermediate. So yeah, I mean, it's a good track for me in other cars. I've never rode it or drove it in the truck, so I'm excited for it, and we'll see how it goes, man.
Awesome, man. Well, great run here tonight for driver number 6. You got anybody you need to thank? Shout out sponsors.
Yeah, I just like to thank our sponsors at Goat Locker Racing, Veterans 48, Cruising Classics, Red Beard Design Company, Gill Insurance Advisors, Jam Printing and Promotions. Just like to thank my teammates in the race tonight. Alex, Jake, and Ryan, and then also just like to thank you and Jamie and for everything y'all do, putting on this great league and broadcasting, and just can't thank y'all enough, man.
All right, man. Well, it sounds like you need to get to bed, man. So get you some
Yeah,
rest. Enjoy a great Memorial Day weekend and all that other stuff, and hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow night in the charity race. So,
so
yeah, good run here tonight. It's a way to set yourself up, and we'll see you next week at Iowa, buddy.
all right, man, sounds good. See ya.
All righty, there's driver number 6. So let's grab a hold of Trevor McManus now, who is winner 2 weeks in a row. Hey, Trevor, it's Pat up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, I'm assuming you're doing great too because you just decided I'm gonna win all the playoff races. So that's 2
Yeah,
wins in a row. Um, Man, you are the hottest driver in Goat Locker Racing right now. So, I mean, talk to me about your night here tonight and how you were able to just absolutely dominate this race.
Dude, 5-10 minutes before, I was like, I just need a good finish. Practice, wasn't even in the top 10 of drivers, and it was kind of nerve-wracking, right? And then I went out, busted out a good qualifying lap, and I was like, well, maybe we have something. And that start, I pinched Jake down. I hate to do that to my teammate, but I gotta get the lead. I felt like Clean Air was gonna do justice, and then it was just a good smooth race. I mean, we only had one caution. It was awesome.
Yeah, man. Every time we come to Nashville, it provides some really good racing here. But so as we got into that long green flag run, obviously now comes the decision: when do I pit? When do I don't pit? We saw a little bit of a mixed bag with Indy Auto Sports, and a lot of times you guys do that. You'll have a couple drivers on one strategy and a couple other. Where did your decision come in of when you wanted to pit?
Cody said I'm pitting. I mean, straight. I mean, honestly, that's what it was. I knew that we could make it on a one-stop race, and you kind like. I mean, we've had those times where you're like, "Hey, we got this long green flag coming, and then a caution comes, and it kind of gets you." And I was like, you know what, dude, I'm racing. I mean, I'm racing a lot of other guys, but I feel like right now I'm racing Cody and Joe, and maybe Cruz because he's always consistently finishing well. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's kind of a toss up for that 4th spot, but I feel like right now the top 3 are me, Joe, and Cody. Off the past few races, so I've been bit by his pit strategy before, and I was like, you know what, dude, what do I have to lose? We have Iowa we can go to if we need to scramble and do something. But when he said he was pitting, I was like, I'm pitting. And Joe decided to just stay out there. And I maybe would have stayed out like a couple laps, but he went like 5 or 6 laps, and I was just sitting there watching my lap times, and I was like, dude, there's no way that you're going to be able to recover from this because my fall off isn't going to be enough for him to catch up with how much I gapped him. And just really tried to manage that gap to Cody because I kind of felt like he was a little better than me tonight. Now that I listened to his interview and he hasn't had sleep for 48 hours, dude, don't sleep again. You know, I feel like if he was on top of his game, he probably would have got to me. He was a little better than me on the long run. Just tried to manage it though. You know.
Yeah, well, you head into next week with not a care in the world. You punched your ticket to the championship Ford Auto Club here in 2 weeks. So, what do you do at Iowa? I mean, what are your thoughts about Iowa? I mean, tell me what you're thinking now.
I go out and win.
There we go.
You know, I just want to stay with this momentum that I have right now. NASCAR is a momentum sport for sure, and I've, you know, obviously the guy everybody's looking at. I got a target on my back, but to be honest, if I could go out there and help a teammate win, you know, not by like wrecking anybody or anything, but just go out there and help another teammate punch their way in, then you know I'll sacrifice it. But really, I just want to go out there and keep doing what I've been doing and show dominant performances and win races. I mean, I don't want to kind of just have that mindset of like, oh, I just need to go out there and ride around. Like, I don't want to have to turn that switch on in Auto Club. I just want to keep that switch turned on and keep trucking ahead. You know, 2 wins in a row. It'll get scary if I actually were to do 4, but you know, that's what you aim for. Dominate them all.
There you go, man. Well, again, congratulations on a dominant performance here. Big congratulations for punching your ticket to the championship Ford, man. So, you got any shout outs, any sponsors you need to thank?
Shout out to you guys for one. With your Veteran 48 fundraiser, I love it. I love everything you guys are about here. All your sponsors that help you guys put this on. You and Jamie for putting these broadcasts on. You guys do an amazing job. My wife, she's wonderful. She supports me in everything I do. I think she's going to be home next week, and last week and this week she's been home. So I think I just need to keep her home and not have her work so much. It's been pretty good luck, but no, she's super supportive. My whole family for supporting me and doing everything they've done for me my whole life, and then Indy Autosport, my teammates Joe, Jake, Mike, Nate, they're always trying to help coach. And Joe was calming me down with 5 laps to go, like, dude, you got this. Kaufman was a lap car anyway. And you know, all of our sponsors, Sim Racer, Coin, Martin Sports, and all the other guys behind the scenes that help us put these things together to do this.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Get out there and celebrate it. And then we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, man. You guys keep up your good work.
All right, brother.
See you, bro.
All righty, folks. There you have it. What an awesome race here tonight from Nashville Super Speedway. One caution early on, a lot of back and forth, but Trevor McManus dominates here tonight, and it punches his ticket. And I think he said it kind of best. I mean, what do you do heading into next week? Well, you keep the momentum rolling, and you go win the sucker. I kind of agree with that strategy. But as we bring out our final standings here tonight, Trevor McManus with the win here tonight. Cody McIllwain, as he said, really a great performance here tonight. I think he's going to be in real good shape along with Joe Yates heading into next week. And again, we check in on our playoff drivers. Jake Ellingson, what a drive, man. To come back up and finish in 5th position. He's going to need another solid finish at Iowa next week. And I mean, he could punch his ticket into that championship Ford as well. Nathan Summerville with a good run here. Jake Ham, we see Tommy Cook finishes back in 13th position. And like I said, apparently a little miscalculation on fuel there. Alex Cruz came up a little bit short, ends up falling back to 18th position, and he's going to have a lot of work cut out for him heading into Iowa next week. He's probably in a must-win situation. As we bring up and take a look at the schedule for the rest of the season here. Again, as we said a couple different times, we're in that round of 8. We'll go racing next week under the lights at Iowa. Going to be a real fun race there. Iowa's one of my favorite tracks, especially underneath the lights, so it should provide for some great racing. And then again, on June 9th, be sure to tune in as we're going to crown a champion at Auto Club Speedway. Thanks again to everybody that has tuned in and supported us. Thanks to all our sponsors, JM Printing and Promotions, Gill Insurance Advisors, Cruising Classics, which has been just such an awesome sponsor this year. Be sure to go visit their website. They got so many freaking cool cars, it's unreal. Redbeard Design, and of course Veterans 48 and everything that we're doing with Veterans 48. Could not be happier, could not be more proud. Thanks to everybody that tunes in and supports us. Please, please, please join us tomorrow night as we wrap up our Veterans 48 fundraiser. We got the Veterans 48 250 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. In the Indy cars, a little something different for Goat Locker Racing, but what the heck, let's go do it. So, again, thanks to everybody that tunes in, and we will see you tomorrow night.